My name's Troy Sage.
And I'm Andrew Smith.
And I'm finishing getting dressed.
It's nice of you to run right in. You were running a little bit late this
I
morning.
was running crazy. I got all these short sales. I don't even care.
I thought we'd do something a little different today.
Let's do something different. You want me to sit on that side?
Let's do a video in Spanish.
All I know is number 4. I know I'm going to get a taco and a burrito.
Combination plate?
Yeah, hola.
Hola.
Hola, amigo.
All
That's
right,
terrible. I should learn Spanish.
You should.
I'm going to. That's
all right.
it.
We're not going to do this in Spanish then. I'm really sorry. But we just don't have
Where's
that
Pita?
ability.
Where's my
Yeah,
friend Pita?
exactly.
I'm going to bring her in on a video.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
So we're about 30 seconds in right now, and someone's going, what in the world is this about?
Oh, what it's about is talking to the second lien holder.
And getting an idea of what they want.
Yeah, that's what we were going to talk about today.
See, one of the things quite often is, you know, everybody out there by now knows the guidelines that are allowed with HAFA. So quite often, again, you're getting your, you've got an accepted offer, you're going to submit this package to the lenders, the short sale lenders, first and second, and then you know that there's a contribution up to $6,000 allowed, and what often they'll quite often do is put $6,000 on the HUD and send that off. And that doesn't always work because that, you know, you may have a second that's only $20,000 total, and chances of the first agreeing to $6,000 paying that second are slim to none. So one of the recommendations that we always have is that when you have that initial estimated settlement statement, that HUD prepared, what you're going to want to do is actually make sure that the initial contribution you're going to offer to that second is not your maximum. You want to leave some negotiating room in there. So, you know, limit it down, whether it be $1,000 for instance. And then you're going to want to submit that package, and as you're starting things with the first, you really want to have a good idea of where that second's coming from to get an idea of where they're at before you get into your final numbers with that first lien holder.
Yeah, for sure. And to add to that, oh, that was for sure. Faux show.
Faux show.
Faux sure.
That wasn't Spanish either.
That wasn't either. One of the things in which we're seeing a lot of agents do more so now than what they did a few months ago is they're actually calling the second up front. They're submitting the short sale packet minus the HUD before they get an offer and say, listen, here's where we're at. What is owed on the property? What's owed on this junior lien? And what are you guys willing to take? Because there's certain standards that banks have right now. I think cities at minimum 6%. They're not going to take anything less than 6% of what's owed. Some banks are saying that they want 10% of the sales price or a certain percent of what's owed. Each lender, each servicer, each bank has different requirements by their investors of what they're willing to even consider.
Exactly.
So getting a number up front is vital so that we're not in the approval stage from the first and we're so off on the second that the second's just going to deny it anyways.
Yeah, you don't want to get all the way through to the point where you've got approval from the first based upon what you think is going to happen, or conditional approval depending upon a letter showing lien release from the second, and the second comes back and go, I think that's great that you offered me $1,000, but we want 10. And now all of a sudden, you know, you've already got approval on the first, and you got to go back and say, well, you know, the second wants an additional $9,000. You just lost your approval on the first as well. So you want to make sure that you've got all of this wrapped up, pretty little package, big old bow on it, so you can know where you're at.
Yeah, you've got to know what the second wants. And as a matter of fact, when I was at a symposium about 6 or 8 months ago, there was Wells Fargo, B of A, and Citi. And the guy from Citi even said straight up, if we're a second, we're not taking a penny less than 6%. This was about 6 months ago, and I haven't seen that change yet. So on any seconds where it's Citi, we know right up front there's 6%. So we immediately have to go to the first and ask for a minimum of 6%. What we're doing is asking for 10.
Right. Right.
So,
give yourself some negotiating room, cushion in there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the times in these short sales, the focus is solely on that first lien holder, as they're the ones, you know, to a certain extent in the driver's seat. They're the ones with the foreclosure power most of the time who are initiating proceedings. But that second lien holder can sometimes play a little bit difficult just because they can. It's almost like a couple of kids in the sandbox. You know, I want the red bucket. Give me the red bucket. You can have the blue one. No, I want yellow.
Right.
I mean, you know, they're back and forth. And they will start coming down and splitting hairs over wire fees, notary fees, all kinds of different things. So it's really important to make sure that you keep that second lien holder informed and get a really good idea on what they're going to want to issue that lien release and the approval before you get full approval from the first based upon a number that was just a guess.
Yeah, there's no guessing in this. Remember, as a listing agent on a short sale, you are holding the financial future of your seller in your hand at all times. Everything in which you do is a reflection of what's going to happen to that seller.
So going to break into song there again.
Yeah,
the whole world in your hands.
Oh man, but you definitely don't want to assume anything.
No, don't assume anything.
So if you guys have any questions, comments, statements, subjects that you would like us to discuss or share with you, please feel free to hit us up on Facebook or our website, www.s2neg.com.
And we will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.